everyone to see those little bits.
I was going to say, guys, I know it hasn't been mentioned, but it's open for a sequel. Because Ram Charan's got the guns, NTR's still alive, and guess what? There was a bigger mission to why he wanted the guns in the first place. And the biggest battle hasn't still been taken. So if the war was still going to go on, then this has only just begun. So what SS RajaMouli hasn't said, or may have said, that I haven't heard, this could continue. We just don't know. So if he wanted to, he can make a sequel, and it could be RRR 2, where they've got to get together, and who knows who else will be in it, that they've got to do the biggest fight of wherever they were going to take these weapons to wherever they were going to fight this big fight kind of thing. And if that is the case, can you imagine? Mind blown time.
Lovely bubblies, welcome back to our channel. You're here with me, Sreet and Stevie K. Okay, today guys, we're doing the RRR movie review.
Yeah guys, it's the spoiler one. If you haven't seen it already, check out our non-spoiler review. We've already done that. If you haven't seen the movie already,
then what are you waiting for?
Exactly.
Seriously, I would go again just to watch it.
You can't be watching this now. It's going to ruin the whole thing for you.
Yeah. Come back another time.
This is going to be a spoiler review, discussion, whatever you want to call it. We wanted to do it. We weren't sure how the first one was going to be. Yeah. It's just something we just done. We wanted to watch the movie, obviously, and Sreet vlogged it. And we ended up doing a non-spoiler, which wasn't the plan. It's just Sreet done loads of spoilers in that one that she edited out. Because she was so excited.
I don't know how it works,
She was really excited,
right?
and she was saying,
I don't know how to talk like a professional, so I'm just going to say it how it is. And that's what I did in that one. And he was like, shh, you're not allowed to tell them. I'm like,
no, there's lots of people who haven't seen it. They haven't seen it, and then we're going to ruin the film. And it was just like the first week sort of thing. And now it's been longer, and we did think, you know what? Rendier. And then people are still going, guys, you lot said that, you lot would, you lot done that one, you haven't done this one. We've seen it, but we want to hear your views on that, and we didn't get to hear Sreet say her stuff.
You have to recap everything.
Yeah, and then Nacho, obviously, if you guys have seen the song Nacho, oh my gosh, the energy and everything that gave. Whoa, put it this way. After that, we just went, forget that. You know what?
Do you know, I don't know why I didn't get out of my seat when we went to watch it. I went to the front and just danced because there was no one in that. There was nobody. It was shocking. If you haven't seen, you need to see it.
Shocking.
I have filmed within the cinema. We were like literally the only people there. There was about
six of us. Six. There was about.
But I could have, if I wanted to, go to the front and dance. I really wanted to.
And honestly, and we were in the biggest screen. So, and if you think this was like the first. About 6 days after?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, oh god, it was so long. But okay, enough of that movie.
I so enjoyed it. It just from the very beginning, it just kind of captured me straight away. Like, and it's now having to remember everything, you know, bit by bit.
I'll bring it up.
It's a shame we don't have
we haven't got the video. Obviously, we watched it then. So this is going to be now you guys are going to know. I've only watched it once. We've only watched it once, right? And obviously you guys know it's about 2 weeks now. And now you're not going to get my memory as much as you lot can. Watch this series. I might not remember everything, but I'm going to try. Okay, and then the only reason I'm going to do is I'm going to try to refresh it in the sense that then Sreet can just jump on and she can, you know, go,
because
I remember that.
I'm right now like thinking, is that the beginning when he's running?
Okay, the beginning, no, the beginning starts with, the beginning, SS RajaMouli. Firstly, obviously guys, you guys know NTR, Ram Charan are the main actors, Alia Bhatt's in there, Ajay Devgn's in it, directed by SS RajaMouli. Just to like mention them, obviously they're the guys. It starts off with 3 basic stories. Starts off with the story.
Yes, the story, how can I forget?
With the girl.
I think that was,
and her mum. And where the British basically buy her.
I swear.
And she didn't know that they were buying her.
No, she gets that shilling, whatever it is, penny.
They thought that she was. She's doing the Mendy on her, wasn't she? And she was singing that song.
Oh God, yeah.
And they thought, that.
She was so beautiful, the little girl, and obviously that lady from the very beginning. I don't know what it was. I didn't know much about her. Just her sitting there. I was like, there's going to be something about this lady. I just don't like her now. I hated her.
She acted well though.
I hated her. She acted well for me to hate her that bad.
You know what I always say? If you can hate a bad person or somebody or in a movie, they've done their job too. They've acted and performed really well.
How can you just buy a human? Like, who are you?
That's what people did.
Yeah, but like, from
people
the very
still
beginning.
do that now in places. They do.
A poor little girl, and then her mom chasing her, mom chasing after the car, crying. Oh.
And then you remember what happened?
She gets because
she stops the car.
Yes.
And then
oh my god, the dialogue to that, I was so
the guy
fuming.
Comes out. Was it Scott?
Fuming, yeah.
It's Scott.
Yeah.
See, names I might not be great with, but I'm just gonna try. I think he
really irritated
He came
me.
out and he said, "Do not waste your bullet on an Indian. You know how much it costs, how much British pound it costs,
on dirt, basically,
and you're gonna waste it." And then grab that sort of tree branch thing and just
I actually thought that the mother was going to be a goner completely, like she weren't, like that's it, she's gone from there. So that's what I felt at that point. So it was nice.
You just see the crying of the girl in the car and the mum on the floor. But I
think when we're watching all of that, the British thing, it really took me back to other things as well. I was thinking of like, when it did happen.
I thought you were going to say I thought about my past life or something.
You never know. You never know.
It took you back to what?
Just like all the stuff that's ever happened, you just don't know. Like another pain, and people have gone through suffering, you know.
Because this was just a movie, but obviously in reality, in real life, you don't know what people experienced, went through, and how they felt. But just these little movie scenes that you see that they try to create sort of a history, it does make you start feeling like
how they mock their
mean?
territory. Because we've been to some parts of India and you see like they've got those still like British little feel to it, you know, and then going back then as well and having to think of how many years ago this was and how it would have been.
And not only that, it's like I said, that this is just a fictional sort of story, but imagine in reality what could have things. And when you see her taking her daughter away and thinking that they can have whatever they want, you know, and then on top of that,
the stories have never been told.
After they had taken and they've gone, you know, how it would have affected it. It wasn't just the mother or the daughter. It affects everyone in the village or everyone that's surrounding. Obviously, I wouldn't say. At that time, now it's like totally different. At that time, obviously, everyone in the village would know what's going on, but it was hard of shouting out and screaming to other people all over India to say, guess what, this is what's happening here, because the communication wasn't like it is now, is it?
No, not at all.
So
that was really sad.
So that's where it started, and it's sort of like grasped. What is more or less done is, this is what the story is gonna be. These are the bad guys, these are the good guys, and this is the way that they treat, you know, Indians, and this is what you gotta just accept, because you see that there's nothing really much they could do at that time.
No.
And he just like put the basis of the story of, guys, this is the main thing that you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Boom. Then he comes on to Ram Charan's story, which was fire. So you got Rama's story of fire. And he basically came with fire kind of thing. Showed his character. Showed
Is this where we put you to?
Where he's the police officer, and they basically they're all at the cage, just like, you know, doing this, and
that
they
was
throw a rocket at the picture photo.
Did you see him go? There was like no movement with his eyes, no nothing, fixated on that one guy, and he was just.
It didn't matter how many people were beating him.
God, this man's amazing. Like, he was just next level. Didn't matter. And this one part that captured me was like, I was trying to tell you, did you see that? How did they angle? How did they do that? Like, so when they've got him, so he's like literally on the floor and he's getting beaten, and they're all attacking him, but they've got the camera underneath, and you felt like you're actually there, like, you know, you're a part of this person, you're a part of the crowd. What he's seeing, what he's feeling, kind of thing. And you could, unbelievable. And then he's there poking them with the sticks, hitting them, breaking their fingers and everything from that little space, all by himself. Wow. I mean, I was going to say, going back to the first, when they were starting the story, as soon as that guy hit the mom,
I was going to say the special, well, not special, you know, like the action effects of the way that they hit her.
Yeah.
It didn't look fake.
Not at all.
You know, like, you know, when
And
you
that's
hear it
the
and it's
thing.
from far, you can see her face just turning and her head going.
Yeah.
And that's where it carries on to Ram Jared's character. Every
Same
fight,
thing, every
every
movement
punch,
he made,
every hit
regardless
looked
of
actually
how,
real.
Yeah, that's the thing. It looked real. Doesn't
Yeah, and the noise, the sound effects, everything.
doesn't matter how over the top it was. Him flying, him, you know, whatever it was. It was like, well,
It was
really?
good. It was good. But
So
like you said,
more.
he was just fixated on that
And the way he
one
just
guy.
grabs him and he
They
takes
just
him.
whoever can get that person who, like, you know.
And the dialogue the Gora said as well. He was like, I'm scared of him. He said,
Yeah, I'm more scared of him than any. You know what I mean? All these
Better bloody
people,
me.
anyone coming, I'm more scared of
messed
him.
with the wrong person. But I didn't think of anything. I just thought, God, they've, you know, like apna bhi like badal gaya for these gore. Like it was, I was
As in, like,
I didn't
doing
think
his
of it-
duty
I didn't,
as an
yeah.
officer. But yeah,
I was
I
a
think.
bit angry at him at this point because I didn't think of any of the story that could have not.
That-
You could see a lot of the soldiers were in apne like
Yeah,
were, like
ਆਪਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਫੜਨ ਗਿਆ
You know,
ਗੋਰੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਏ
no,
ਫੜਨ
yeah,
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ
yeah.
ਉਹ
ਆਪਣਾ
ਡਰਦੇ ਸੀ ਆਪਦੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ you know ਫੜਨ ਗਿਆ
Yeah.
yeah and I understand that
So-
like, you know, that I know he had the commitment, he had the ability compared to the others,
Yeah.
but yeah, I see where you're coming from. That whole idea of, you know, he had to go and get, did he want to do, I understand working for him, but yeah.
I wouldn't have thought the backstory of his at all, like what his mission was. No.
But when he came back, obviously he brought that guy back. You can see, you know, he's washing his face. He's all beaten, bruised,
Yeah.
everything. Considering that scene lasted quite a while, and you were just like going, "Oh my gosh!"
Any other time,
the amount
I'd
of
be
beating that he
bored
would have
watching
had.
the action like non-stop. That I was just like, give me more, give me more.
He just didn't stop. They got on top of that rock, and then they fell all down. He still carried on fighting them all. He had this, you know, I'm gonna not give up or die attitude kind of thing. And then when he did bring him back, did you see he was like washing his face, and behind, I don't know if it was a bucket or something like that, you know, and he said fire on it.
I can't remember.
It was he like basically said fire on it to represent him. It was like in the background kind of thing. There was like this bucket to like represent he is fire. That's what it is. But it was obviously near the water sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that was the next story, but it built his character that this guy takes no shit basically. He isn't afraid of no one. He's fearless.
How much did the Vardy suit him? Like?
He is
Look.
he's nothing like the others, you know what I mean? And he doesn't care. And then the third story came, which was Beam's story, which was obviously
Why do I keep thinking
NTR.
why do I keep thinking that's the first one? That's why.
No,
I don't know why. Maybe it's because
and
I
then
just
there's that.
loved it. I loved it.
And that story of her brother, or like she's got a protector,
Yeah.
and he comes, no one's gonna, you know, if he comes, no one's gonna make it, and he's on his way basically. And then he appears, coming out the water. If you see those details of the, you know, because you're wondering what he's doing, isn't he? He's putting all this stuff on him, and at first, you know, when you watch the movie, you think he's bleeding, but he's putting blood on him.
He's putting blood on him.
To be a prey for animal, but obviously they thought it was going to be a wolf, and he's just there.
How crazy was that?
But the attention to detail, the drop of the blood,
I think
all
that's
those
what it
things,
was throughout the whole movie.
everything.
It was the attention to detail. Even going back to the first fight scene when you see him going to grab that person, it was the way it was shot. Like I loved it. Like
Anyone could do a fight scene, anyone could do action
It
scene.
can get boring, but it's the way it's captured and the angles, and you know, like I said, underneath, you know, you felt like you were a part of it. And that, going back to that, even that part, I felt like I wanted to run out my chair. Like I felt like that they were after me. Like, you know, the tigers coming. Like, what the hell?
But then obviously the wolves, like he thought that like the wolf was coming, wasn't it? The wolf was chasing him first, and then all of a sudden the tiger comes out of nowhere, and then the tigers come in.
How
and
realistic did that look?
oh my god,
I don't care.
the CGI looked really good. I liked it.
So damn good.
Yeah. It was really good. And then obviously him just like holding those chains again. You see the scene in the trailer, and the, you know, when he's like pulling it, and the tiger's face just comes face to face, and you're just like going, whoa. NTR just,
And then the kind of scene he has as well to say like I'm sorry, like kind of thing as well.
Oh yeah, to the tiger.
The tiger.
So, sorry, man, by you, and you know what I mean. Like as in,
already.
oh my god, this animal is gonna try to kill you and rip you apart, and you're just like going, I'm sorry, I'm gonna, you know what I mean. I've done this to you, and now you're like going, whoa, he just stopped. But whereas Ram Charan, like you said, his character started off in that way.
He stole my heart straight away.
NTR just basically stole your heart just from the first moment I've seen. From that, not only is he fearless, courageous, he's fast as anything, he's smart, but at the same time, you know what? He's got heart. He cares. Even like these animals who would anytime rip him apart, but he cares.
He did.
And
he did
obviously
the whole...
put him to sleep, showed his strength as well, holding those chains, but yeah, the agility and the ability, and obviously water come, and then the whole main sort of story
getting
started.
them together. You see, that's the part that I was thinking. I didn't think that that's how they were meet, because he did say at the beginning, he was like, we've got to befriend them, didn't he? He said that, but they automatically just met by this incident that happened.
Ram Charan did, didn't he?
Yeah, because he did say something like that.
I think they're both sort of trying to befriend somebody to get. He was befriending somebody.
He was
to
going
get
to try into.
If you guys haven't watched it,
he was trying to.
If you haven't guys watched it,
that was his way of getting
basically Beam's role is to go and save the girl who was taken at the starting. He's going there and he sort of dresses up and lives with a family, Muslim family.
That part when he went as well, when he was like, in Gorian ko Delni, like how can... Do you know that part?
Yeah.
So sweet, the way he was saying that they don't...
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਆਪਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਨਹੀਂ, you know what I mean, ਪਿਆਰ ਨਹੀਂ, and ਦਿਲ ਨਹੀਂ, ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਸਮਝਦੇ kind of thing, that kind of thing. That was just like heart touching, and you like think, I know in this time and age you could be thinking different, but at that time you're like, it's true. You know what? Human beings, life is life.
He becomes when he knows what he's got to do and he's got to fight and everything, but then you see that side when he says, when he talks, and the things, and how he gets you, just like with the tiger again. I'm going back to how he spoke to the tiger, and then he said that in that.
But he changes obviously his look, and he obviously became like living with a Muslim family, being Muslim, like he's working as a mechanic, basically hiding, so nobody knew. So nobody knows who he is and what his mission is, which was just to save the girl. It wasn't to assassinate anyone, it wasn't to kill anyone. It was just to save a girl. So you know what? But yet the story that was on the other side was he's coming because they've taken the girl. He's gonna come and do whatever he takes, and he will kill Scott, wasn't it, kind of thing. And they all got there. Who's going to protect Scott and stop all this from happening and capture this person? And before that happened, actually, what they did was they had this ceremony where 3 soldiers would win an award for their bravery and what they've done. And each of them, 3, were Gore. And Ram Charan, even though his character had captured that person after all that beating and everything, gone out of his way, and you see that he's waiting for his name to be called out, they didn't call him because obviously he was Indian, and so he was disappointed, and he went into that room just punching like mad.
You know what made me think? I know this is silly, but
that physique.
When that part happened, you know what I felt at that part? I felt I've gone back into time. So when I was at school. And like when you were doing you did it, but with me, like some sort of PE, and then everyone's got their teams, like you have the captains and the picking. I was always the last one to be picked because I'm Indian. I was like standing there like, somebody take me. Take me. So I was a bit.
So he didn't get chose, but you could see his anger and his frustration for what he did and still not being. And I sort of understand it. Being in the police force here for 20 years, you know what, you don't get the same love and attention and appreciation no matter what you do. You could go out your way. कुछ नहीं इतना बदलिया, same चीज़ है हजे भी. जो मर्जी को ज़्यादा भी कर लो, you don't get the same तारीफ as everyone else do. वो छोटा करके भी वाह करने लग जाते हैं, कोई फर्क नहीं. And so you can relate in that sense that he done what he did more than probably any of the others, willing to give up his life to just do what he needed to, and he still didn't get appreciated. And you can see the way he was punching that punch bag, his look, his everything. And I think looking at both of them two, NTR when he's with the tiger and Ram Charan when he's punching that, I've gone back into the gym since last week, man. I've been pumping on like mad. Honestly, I've been eating healthy. I've been pumping. Them two have been my inspiration. Thank you so much, guys. See, just what a movie can do and how it can change your mindset. After watching them, I just went, nah, Teddy's gotta go. Teddy's gotta go. Gotta look good. But he done that, so he didn't get that. But what they then said was, whoever can capture this person who's coming, you know, they would get the senior officer's role, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, from the back, he said, I'll do it. If they were saying, if you bring him back dead, you'll get like a reward. But if you bring him back alive, then you get that senior officer's job. So, and obviously he accepted it. So that's where that went. And then it led to, obviously, he was trying to infiltrate, Ram Charan was, to get into their group.
Yeah.
And he came across one of these.
How clever was he? Yeah, how clever.
And he came across one of the guys who was NTR's friend in the same group.
Yeah. And then he, at this point, obviously didn't know he was a police officer, and then figured it out, and then he pegs it.
Runs,
pegs it.
And he's chasing him.
He escapes. He did escape from him. And then from there on, he did. Is that the part where
Then they came to that place where he came up to NTR and said, look, the police are coming, and he's chasing me, and he said, you go undercover. But at that point, there's a train coming.
Oh.
Ram Charan's at the top.
Yeah.
The train's coming, and the train sort of blows under the bridge. And there's this kid who's gone to the fishing, and he was going to get a fish for, obviously NTR told him. And all of a sudden it blows and everything, and the kid's on this boat in the river but surrounded by fire, and this train is going to obviously collapse and fall on top of him, and he's a goner.
And that so how they collide and how they work things together out to save
that's when they see each other.
They just eye contact. They knew what they were doing. I was like, I would be.
Both of them were switched on. Can you do this? You come up here, and one's on a horse.
Can you ride it out?
The other one's on a motorbike. And even that idea.
My favourite part of that was, when it was all really, really good, but when
very well filmed. Because even when he was doing that,
flag, and my heart was just like,
he sort of directed to him and said, we're going to do this, and he's come up with the someone's motorbike. He's got onto the horse. I love that, but he's grabbed that rope, throws in the rope, and he's just like, both of them are going. And I went, why has he picked that gender up? As in the sense that you're going to save this kid, and you just like thinking, why? And then when they both go boom off the bridge, save this kid, the way that Junda came in handy, and she throws it to him, the detail, the story, the person, RajaMouli, the way he thinks these ideas.
Eye contact they had as well. You've seen from that moment.
It was that brother chemistry.
Straight away, they hadn't spoken, they don't know nothing about each other, but this is it.
You just know, what, if he's the man, out of anyone, this guy...
I need a friend like that.
You know what? And then when you could see their braveness of doing that. Not only saved the kid, the way that Chanda sort of wrapped around him. Because he was going in the fire. Because he was going into the fire. And you're thinking, what imagination, what thinking, what storytelling.
I want to give that person a big hug and kiss. God, you are amazing.
And then obviously their Dosti started then, and it was nice because obviously then, you got your whole, the Dosti song was in the background kind of thing, and you got their connection, their chemistry, what they did for each other, the funniness, their jokes.
Yeah.
Ono Hindi ni si ondi, or Telugu or Tamil, he basically English ni si ondi, sorry, make anasiga. NTR no English ni si ondi.
So how he's trying to interact her with the Gauri ma'am. That was so sweet. And the part where she tells him her name.
Oh yeah. Don't call me ma'am. My name is Jenny. Don't call me ma'am. My name is Jenny. Don't call me ma'am. Something like that.
Don't call me mom.
My name is Jenny. इतना लंबा जाने आया मैं पूछा सी छोटा ना दास्ते होगी. Don't call me ma'am. My name is Jenny.
पागल.
Honestly, they're acting.
तैनू कहंदी है मैनू mom ना बुला.
Yeah, that was really good. But it's just the way that they, in just that time, built up their friendship and their togetherness, that everything that they were doing together, and there was no this,
he's going around on a bike with this picture that's been drawn of the person he's looking for.
Because we asked and then he did, and he goes, by the 2 minute picture.
Yeah, and all the paper mitti ch roll gaya,
But also the fact that, in between all that, you see, because you don't get shown again, you see the fact that, when they're taking 2 big pieces of meat NTR's bringing, And because at that point you forget about the tiger because they captured the tiger, but they got these big two chunks of meat that he's walking and he goes elelo, and then that other guy goes over there and just puts it into that thing. It's good to like, you know, still tell the audience, guys, you like might have forgotten about the tiger, but the tiger is in use here. He's still, they've got him captured. They've got to feed him. Still, they weren't just capturing him and keeping it as a slave. They were actually feeding him good food. You know what? Aap khande, nahi khande. But they were feeding the animals. That, you know what? This is what these kind of people were. They, you know, it doesn't matter if they don't eat. They care about others. They care about, you know, it could be their villagers, their families, even animals. So if Indians are, see, this was the two sides. Indians care about Janwar as well. Doesn't matter if the Janwar wants to eat them, but then the Gore would just also kill Avde. It doesn't matter. Forget the Janwar. Bande aandi nahi koi hai unna nu, you know what I mean? Respect the, you know, they care about kind of thing. So, but then obviously like the whole relationship between NTR and the Gauri ma'am, Jenny.
That was adorable.
It was nice.
Really sweet. And she was lovely. I liked her character. I did.
She acted really well.
I think like we said, every one of them British people, they like you've said before, you can have films where you've got and it's the way that the language is spoken is not always correct. But
they get actors to act like sort of either English or British, and their acting isn't good. Either they can't act, or whoever's written the dialogues for them, it's not proper English. So when all the Indian scenes and everything, I'm not talking about this movie, other movies, you see them and you're going, all the background, all the acting, everything's been great. And then you know what, and you could have got decent actors or give them some decent, or got a proper writer of going, look, I don't know how to write how you guys would have spoken. What is the language in that sense? There's English, put it this way, there's English all around the world, but there's English that you would speak in India, there's English that you speak in the US, there's English that you speak in Britain. There's different Englishes all around. So if you want someone to act like they're British, then you know, it's British English. It's a total different way. If he's talking like a American, you know, you just turn around and go, you know, what's he on about, kind of thing. You know, he's got a British uniform on, he's talking American. You can't tell the difference. But you would get that.
It was
not
nice.
here.
No.
Their acting was good.
Really good. And it was nice to see that one person had a heart. Like she could see.
Yeah, that's not everyone.
You know
what,
he saw that in her from that first glimpse,
and I like that as well from RajaMouli. That, you know what, just like
that's the first glimpse that he saw of her when she was stopping. The guy was about to hit him when he didn't have his ID or whatever it was to get inside. And he captured her and he was like, "This is my way in." To get into the building. And
at the same time, NTR never disrespected her, or he was always polite.
It seemed like he genuinely liked it. It wasn't just like, you know, I want to get in there and that's it. But he could see he really did like her.
He was so sweet, pleasant, respectable to her. And Ramcharan, the way he sort of helped him get with her as well, like the nails on the floor. And stuff like that. And then, if we're going to, like, there's a lot that we can talk about. She invites him, doesn't she, to the wasn't it the thingy first, the Ghana?
Oh God, they go to
because he just said, he goes by like, you know, this,
that's a day,
to the Gymkhana club, and he was just like going the women Alaja, and he was like, okay, but Dani Jana, like, you know, we're gonna get changed. So they both changed their clothes and went there.
Amazing. And
that's where the song Nato Nato, whichever one that you like watched, the way that she sort of liked him, and you know, she was happy to see him. All the other girls at Goria and everyone was, but obviously the guys took offence to it.
How amazing did they look?
They look great.
I'm sorry, I'm not just being like, you know, because I'm Indian, but they look so much better than the Gora did in the suits and stuff. They looked amazing.
They look really good. And then all of a sudden, tu racist lagni hai.
I'm not. I'm just saying apne look so much nicer.
You know what I mean? उन्हें तू उसके पास है, you know what I mean? अपने देख कितना लगते सी वो तो, you know what I mean? तू है ना होड़ दबाई करी जाती है.
No.
I was going to say, but then all of a sudden, the way that them two, like, you know, danced at that moment, you know, the way that they were treating NTR, again, you was feeling bad for him and sorry, because he was still nice, polite. They dropped him on the floor, didn't they?
Yeah.
And that's when you were like going, oh, you know what? We know the flamenco, we know the salsa.
No, like I said, they don't have nothing other than the little bit of this.
All Ghana from other countries kind of thing.
They have no Ghana, or what else is there they do? The waltz. I don't know what that is, or whatever that is. They don't have no Ghana, or no rhythm. Sorry. Not like us.
They know such a कोई problem पे ही है.
I'm sorry, but because it still happens. It still happens. You know.
She gets flashbacks of her school days of what she went through. That's all it is, guys.
It still happens, guys.
She goes through all her flashbacks of her school days of what she went through.
That was about that
गुस्सा film देख के ना आपदा गुस्सा भी निकली आंदा. You know what I mean? Minu इदा किता सी minu पिछे रखता minu नचन नहीं सी दिंदे. हुन देख मैं भंगड़े पाउंदियां. You know, hun nach game dikhondiyan. And then obviously obviously Ram Charan then got him up, done that like drum thing with that tray. Remember the tray kind of thing? Yeah. And then he was like going, come on, Ajay nach ke dikha de. And then, like I said, in the song,
he tried to keep up.
Gure nu nachna bhi sikhata, harna bhi sikhata, sab kuch sikhata Indian ne. And their dance, that was one of the best dances I've seen in so much energy. Not only that, the rhythm, the sync that they were in, the power, you said like the sand flying in the air, just the song itself.
And it was nice to see that Gaudiya Mema sitting there, you know.
They're cheering
even when they were involved with it, it was beautiful. It was beautifully done. And I said again, you didn't need to have...
Choreography is really good.
You didn't need to have like a Western outfit.
Whoever done that music direction was done so well. And that song, the creator of it, the sets on the back, sets in all the movie were really good.
Yeah.
The costumes in all the movie were really good. Everything, attention and detail was really good.
Yeah. So, and then that part when he captures her looking at him and wanting him to win at the ending.
Yeah. Oh God, that's when he's just like going.
So
yeah. He's just like going, oh God, oh she's cheering him on, she wants him to win.
And then he pretends to fall.
Oh, Ram Charan just like, you know, he put cramp in his leg.
Yeah.
But then after that, what did he do?
What did he do?
He was carrying NTR.
Oh yes.
And because NTR actually had cramp in his leg because he was like doing it for so long, like, you know, he carried on, and he was there walking and he was there carrying him, and he said to her, cute. He said to Jenny, anyone lift there? They're like, she only had like one of the seats. It's alright, you take him. Yeah, what he needs the lift. And aap na tod ke chale aayega. And that's the point where he saw the colour on the back of the car.
That's it, yeah, see how fast they were. Like, and also you like with you mentioned.
See how fast I am, I can remember everything.
No, I remember that. I was going to say when you brought up about the tiger, like they were feeding the tiger, I was thinking at that point how quick he was with just the paint.
Yeah.
He realised,
so,
hold on.
Yeah, he realised on the fingertip that he had paint on. So then obviously he's into that kind of thing. So he started looking for him over there, didn't he? And then they sort of did find him, didn't they? He found him at that time. But at the same time, NTR got into the building, didn't he?
Yeah.
He got into the building and he found his sister Momboli Pen kind of thing. And so, you know, she was there and she was like going, don't leave me. And he sang back to her. That was just so heartwarming. He sort of sang back to her just so that, but he goes, mate, like, you know, I am going to take you here, don't worry. But we both can't get caught right now.
He sent her a bangle before that as well.
Oh yeah,
when they go together and he...
Just to give her a signal that, you know what, I'm here. And because all that time, Jenny was giving her gifts. She wanted to buy her gifts. And then he sent her a bangle with a message and she knew that my brother's here kind of thing. And even that was very sweet. But yet smart.
But to leave as well and saying, I can't,
but I'm going to come back very soon.
Yeah.
So he done that. And that's where Ram Charan finds, obviously, the guy that he was chasing before. They do find him. He captures him.
That was crazy.
And he beats the crap out of him.
That was crazy.
And he wasn't telling his name and details, was he?
Oh my God, yeah, and to the point, he's like, I'm not gonna, to the point where he gets a sop.
The snake.
I was like, what?
Yeah, he gets the snake. Like even that, making the noise to get the snake come to him because it's tied from the back.
Oh, amazing.
And I thought what he was going to do, to be honest, I thought he's calling the snake so he can bite him. Like, you know, I'd rather die by a snake's bite than be tortured by him. Yeah. And you know, to the point that I've got no choice but to say, because I'm not telling him nothing.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to do that, but instead he grabs the snake, and then when Ram Charan comes, he throws the snake at him, which bites him. More or less, this snake is so venomous that he's only got an hour to live. And
who does he run to?
apparently there's no cure there that he can have. He just said like even the English medicine won't help you.
And the first person he goes
so
to
now you're gonna he let him free then, didn't he? Oh,
he did. He told him.
He said something to him. Oh, you know, did he let him through?
He did let him through, but I don't know what he did. Say something to him.
But then he leaves, and out of all people, because I think that was the night that NTR was planning to raid the
house,
the big basically palace. The palace kind of where all the army and Scott was and the girl, his sister was, and but then he hears Ram Charan make the noise, and he realizes he's been bit. He takes off his. He's got this mala on or something.
Again, just shows how much...
That, they told him not to take it off because basically it's to protect you. And he's like, no, I've got to protect my friend. And that's when Ram Charan realised, because the other guy with the snake who threw him, he had the same one. And then even though he couldn't talk because he'd been poisoned, venom from the poison, but he sees and he can see, and he was just... but at that point he didn't. He just like could see the mala that's been put on him, like as in it's the same one there. This is the person I've been looking for. But he saves his life. He does everything. And he also tells
him at this point as well.
Yeah.
So like, I should have told you. There's so many times I wanted to tell you.
I've been lying to you and I've been really feeling bad, but this is my mission. I've only come to save my sister. You know what? He didn't say I've come to kill anyone, but I've only come to, and I feel so guilty because you're my brother. Yeah. Oh God, you just got so much you felt for him.
And then what happens?
And then Ram Charan gets up, he gets himself up, and you just, obviously now he knows what the mission is, that they've got to go and it's going to happen. And you just like look at him and you're going, because he starts punching. That's the moment, in this non-spoiler one I was going to say, that's the moment I realised that his mission is bigger than probably Beam's. That there's something more, because this guy is, you class him as your friend.
They showed you little bits of his before that anyway, like little parts of his past, whether it was
little bits, but it's that moment. I think for me it came that, you know what, this guy's just saved your life. You're gonna be dead. If he wasn't there, you're dead. And now, not only that, he's your friend. So firstly, he's a friend, and who's been, besides that, he hasn't told you the truth about something. He has been there, right? Secondly, he's just saved your life. Your life is his. It's not going to be your jobs. This job that you get at Dunker or you get a promotion, that is not going to be something. You know what? Some person just saved your life where you're going to be dead. And then when you look at that, and he's there punching the, I guess the point, he's punching the wall, isn't he? And he's that anger, and you go in, most of it is like that thing of punching the wall of betrayal, that he's betrayed me, but it wasn't that. It was punching the wall because he was in that dilemma in his head. This is my friend, and you know what, he's about to do something like save his sister. He's doing nothing wrong, but my mission is bigger than his. He's gone there to protect one girl. I know you can't put it like that, but he's gone to protect one girl, and just obviously who belongs to a village. I'm trying to have a bigger fight where I need to do more. And if my mission fails, there's a lot more daughters, sisters, and everyone who's going to be taken. But at that moment, they don't tell that story.
No.
You're just like going, okay, is he in two minds of, do I do my duty or do I betray my friend?
So again, I was just like, oh, I like him, but I don't know what is his problem, what's going on, because he goes straight after him, doesn't he, after he's recovered. And he's again on this fixed mode that, I'm sorry,
and then
you're going down. I don't care how much of a...
But I tell you, before the interval scene, when they get into the building, we'll skip a little ahead. Obviously, even that was clever. They knew that the timing of getting into that building. Once they get into that building with that truck, I had no idea that NTR was gonna jump out that truck with all these animals. I knew they had a tiger. I didn't know they had wolves, cheetahs, deers, you name it. There's probably snakes there as well.
Ozark was on that.
Whoa!
But even that was amazing.
It looked really good.
I don't care what people think.
It's just the way it came out. I've not seen it in any cinema ever. It's the way they just all came out at the same time. Just he comes out and all these animals come out. And I thought, what a great idea.
Wow.
Because at the end of the day, soldiers, doesn't matter which country, soldiers are prepared for battle. You've seen in Bahubali or any other movie, they're prepared for gunshots. They're they're prepared for knife and sword fights. You know, that they're prepared for even cannons and bombs going off. Who's prepared for animals who are going to rip you apart and not give a crap? You know what? You'd be petrified. Okay, I was going to kill him. I'll shoot him. I'll do that. But this tiger who's going to rip me... I didn't know this was coming.
Yeah.
He would just throw anyone off. So I thought that was really clever.
I was getting a bit worried.
CGI was good as well.
It was really good.
And I love the fact also, sorry, you know, when they actually came out that truck and they all come down all at the same time, the animals, anyone else would have like just gone, okay, they're going around, started eating everyone and doing what they are. I like the fact that the animals sort of turned towards Junior NTR as well, and he's got the flame in his hand and he's there like going like this. So it's like they didn't like go, okay, now you're our friend because you've been feeding us.
Yeah,
he's more or less gone, okay, they could get me as well. So he's there like that, scares them with the fire, so they go elsewhere.
Yeah.
Again, take care. I switched on.
Clever.
But I tell you, that fight, all of it, Ram Charan come in and their fight with fire and water.
Yeah.
He had that hose pipe and he had the fire. The way that they battled and the scene, and it's probably that was probably the most favourite part of mine. That, because it lasted a while, pre-interval. Again, I was so much team, you know, this is like going Twilight years, you know what I mean? You know, like you're like, am I team this or team that? What was it? Edward and whatever, I don't know. But I was team NTR at this point. I'm sorry, like to all Ram Charan fans. I just felt so much that, oh, he's saving his sister, and obviously you don't know the bigger story of Ram Charan's, and Ram Charan just stopping him. They both were forces.
Yeah, and then he gets up to
But the way that he was stopping him, and not only that, each time they were fighting, a tiger would just fly over and just grab someone else, and you know,
but he
God.
sees something. He goes down the drain. Was the key?
The key, Jabbi, to get to her.
Because he had got it, yeah.
But I love the fact that even though they were fighting, NTR's mission wasn't to beat him or fight. And even then, when he was hitting him and everything, he was there going, bye. You know what? You know, I'll even give myself into you. You can have me. Let me just take her home. You know what? You know, I've told you everything. You know, it's not about me. And that's when you just look at him and going, Ramjan, what are you doing? He's groveling. He's calling you by, and he's there trying to save his sister. He doesn't want to hit you.
You're waiting for that one little movement of his eye flinch, like, you know what, that he falls for it, like he gets
so... Ramjan, what are you doing?
He's getting so fixated, like, you're not going to get through to me.
You're not passing me.
I can't see anything.
He was soldier of fortune. You are not passing. I am not letting you pass.
I can't see anyone else play the roles of for both of them, especially like...
Bye. Just, you know, Najalinde, you know, Mary Bairn. Oh, God, you were like, oh, let him go. Oh, what are you doing? Huh? And then even to the point where, you know what, they're getting on top of the building, and he's there about to jump, and he's there like wraps him, and they're holding, oh God, and he was just saying, just give yourself in, or they're going to kill her. You know, but you see them all beaten, bruised. I could watch it. I don't even need to watch it again. It's all here, man. It's all here. I could see them now. Him hanging off there.
What I want him to plead and beg, getting these and Marfi Mungan, like, and he was like, not doing this. Even that part was very hard.
That happened after the interval, didn't it? Because that's where the interval stopped, didn't it?
Yeah.
Was that where the interval was, where they captured him, didn't they?
Yeah, and I found that hard because I couldn't watch him hitting him each time. And then he was trying to help him out to get him to...
Up to the interval, I tell you, the first half was just adrenaline rushing, non-stop. You didn't have time to even think. It was just one thing after the other, and you just kept on moving. It was so entertaining. The acting and the performances were great. The way that it was directed was great. Storytelling was great.
Gosh, everything was amazing.
And I just loved it. And the ending, that interval before the interval ended, in any other movie, that could have been the ending.
Yeah.
That could have been the ending. You know what I mean? But it wasn't. It was like SS RajaMouli going, hey, not yet. This show's not over, man. This is what I do. You know what? But when the second half started, obviously we had our intermission break, and video, and I came back, and then obviously the story of the he got promoted, and Ram Charan got promoted. Finally got promoted as senior officer because he'd done his duty, what he wanted, and that's when they were telling us his flashback story.
Yeah.
I think
That was sad.
It was sad. I felt like at that point, the story did go a little bit low key kind of thing, but then at the same time I understand, because it felt like RajaMouli keeping us going so high up in the first half like that, keep on going up. I think he got to the level where he went, Salelu.
Yeah.
You know what? Breathe a little, guys. We're going to carry on this a little later, but relax. Let me just give you a little bit of a story. So I gave the backstory of Ajay Devgn being obviously Ram Charan's father, Ram's father, where he realised he was a soldier, wasn't he? He was a British soldier who again came across Scott, who said the same thing about that, you know, the bullet, but obviously the price of it when he was a soldier, and he realised that it was like the local. I don't know. So, the person who takes care of the village, the head person of the village, kind of thing. They had him tied, didn't they?
Yeah,
and he said the same thing. Yeah. That you don't waste your bullet on him, and then they kill him. And at that point, Ajay Devgn puts his helmet and takes it off and decides that he wasn't going to go that way. Instead, he was going to train people how to fight. The only thing he didn't have was rifles and guns. He had the one, didn't he? And what he didn't realise that his son, who was also training, was a sharpshooter, and a very good sharpshooter, and that he can just get, you know, the bullseye from any distance. That's how great he was. But then obviously they came again.
They show you obviously he's the love of his life as well. So she's been a part of the family from a very young age.
Yeah.
Alia Bhatt.
Well, she wasn't Alia Bhatt there, but the girl, the character.
The character.
That he knew her right from a young age.
Yeah.
The village was very close, and when the British come then to attack them, they try to obviously escape and run out of there. And at that time is the whole thing of the story of here. Ajay Devgn fighting as much as he can, but it couldn't continue. You know, his fingers actually came off. Look, like the attention to detail.
I was trying to figure out how
CGI fingers gone. You know what I mean?
CGI.
Whoa. Yeah. No, they chopped Ajay Devgn's fingers off, right? And they said, "Baad ch jod dunge, tu badi na kar." You know, film li, hana. You know, some actors actually put weight on for the film, and they actually put scars because they want to look like they want to become the character. You think Ajay Devgn went, "La do, baat la dunge, tu badi na kar."
That's what I thought. Biff. I thought, like, you know how they were done back in the day. He's just obviously put his finger back.
No,
and
that's
some
CGI.
kind of artwork.
No, you can see like all the blood over there. It was CGI.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know
come here, man.
Jeez.
ਉਂਗਲੀ ਲਾਤੀ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਚੱਕ ਲਟਿਆ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਚੱਕ ਲਟਿਆ ਮੇਰੀ ਉਂਗਲੀ ਕਿੱਥੇ but yeah, obviously then it showed his character, Ram Charan's character, obviously being able to shoot any of them from any distance, but also at the same time he lost his mum and his brother.
That was sad.
At that point they didn't show about his father, did they? They just sort of ended it sort of there, that he came back to that story afterwards, didn't it?
Yeah. You didn't know.
But we might as well just talk about that now. Should we just talk about that now? Yeah. What you realise later on in the film, that actually poor guy Ram Charan, that you then start feeling so much for him, because not only has he lost his mum and lost his
back at his mum, save mum,
his brother, but you know what? It's that scene where you see the
and that's why he's so focused as well.
Ajay Devgn, when they showed his scene, didn't they? Like when we done that glimpse of him of going load, aim,
fire,
shoot. Was it? Was it?
Yeah.
Shoot, was it, or fire, or one or the other? And you just see him check his like, you know. And I did think at that time, I went, I didn't get to see that scene. I'm sure we saw that glimpse. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and you know, but then it comes back to that, because he's got like dynamite attached to the back of him, and he's told his son, who's the sharpshooter, to shoot the dynamite and blow him up so all of them die. And you're going, whoa, for a guy at that young age, you had to kill his own father to, like, you know, family. Kill all those people and save his family. And his father at that point also telling him that there's nothing more important than that mission, not family, not his own life or anything. And that's when you realise more why even his friendship and everything, but it's his friendship that, you know, it's the friendship, like they're going, not his family, not his own life, not anything else could come in the middle of his mission. His mission was to get rifles for everyone.
Yeah.
And to do anything get to the top, that he gets to the place where he is trusted with the rifles, that he can get them for the people who have all trained all that time and everyone else, so they can fight the biggest battle of their lives. And to get there, he was willing to take every pain, every suffering, be away from his family for all those years, even the love of his life, just to do that, go against his own, you know, I was going to say his religion, his people, you know, his country, just to get to the point where he's trusted and he can get what he needs so they can do what they need to do. And that's when you feel for him, because you think, look what he's endured. He's had to kill his own father. He's had to do all this, and he still had to bow his head to all these people who made him do that, go through all that pain and suffering. And then at the same time, you know, you just realise that with the movie going on, still there's something that's even stronger than your own life, relationships and everything else. Sometimes it's friendship, whatever it might be, something that could be, you know, there's something stronger than anything else, and their friendship and their bond. And I think it was a point where he said, like you said, when he was strapped and they said whip him, we need him to kneel, and NTR singing that song, NTR singing the song, that was just, oh my god, heart touching, that was, wasn't it? You don't want to say nothing.
It was.
Can you remember? He was like tied on there, and Ram Charan's whipping him, and he's there just going kneel, just like, you know, just get on your.
And at one point he tried to like make him go down.
He pulled the chain, didn't he? He Ram Charan pulled the chain, so he'll fall, and he would not put his knees on the ground. But and then she threw the whip. I can't see. He isn't kneeling.
Yeah. Oh, she was.
You know what I mean?
She was Dan.
And she threw that other whip. I mean, if you think a normal whip will, you know, rip your flesh off, but she had it with those metal hooks, metal
when
bits.
she was up there, I was thinking, just fall down from there, you stupid cow. I couldn't stand her.
Those metal bits and spikes in there, and he was whipping him whilst he was like, but he still was not.
Yes, whipping him, pulling it, and oh my god.
But what Ram Charan saw at that point was all the people, just from his willpower, NTR's willpower, his emotion was his strength. That, you know what, sometimes it's not about the weapons or doing anything else. You've got this one person that everyone else is willing to stand, because they all start coming forward, don't they? That, you know, he had this ability to connect. That there's, you know, besides that, you can have an army just by heart. And that's what he had. Oh God, it was just so beautiful and emotional.
And then they kind of put him away, don't they?
They hung. Yeah. And that's when...
That was clever of him to say, like, we'll do it in the open space, not here, because obviously you've seen what happened. Yeah.
And so Ram Charan then obviously, you know, switches sides, switches for, you know, not switch sides, he was on the same side, but he realised he's got to save his friend. He can't just win this battle and, you know, get these guns and do that. Having him by his side, that, you know what, that is even more. And not only that, also saving his sister. So, which is what he does. So he saves his sister, saves his friend. But even that was like some good scenes and fighting. It was. Because he also does that Dorsey thing. You had the Dorsey, and then the Dorsey went, it broke when he like got captured. And then NTR thought, he's against me. He's chasing and he's coming after. He's coming after my sister. And, you know, and at the same time, remember, he's still fighting. He gets that thing in his back as well. He falls and he's got that, and he's still trying to save, making sure that NTR's sister doesn't get, like, you know, killed. And he's fighting all the British Army. Ram Charan is.
He is, and he's also still at the ending. He's watching to see that they've actually gone into the distance, that they've made it.
Yeah, but even that, it's like
he was going to be a goner at that point.
NTR finished, like, you know, he got himself released, and he's done all his fighting, got his sister. But it's that point when you just see Ram Charan running towards, and you got his sister coming, and you can see at the top, he gets in, doesn't he? So he shoots him, where he's got a gun like that, and he's actually shooting the person behind. And oh my God, you then, like I said, the first half, you more or less, not even the first half and a bit, you feel so much for NTR. But all of a sudden, your heart just goes for Ram Charan.
His story,
his mission, why he's doing, and the way he's trying to protect his friend, and oh God, you know what? He just steals your heart, and you're just going, oh my God.
It's nice when that fixated look on his face is gone. You can see the humble and that loving.
What a guy!
And then you're like,
and then they get into that little scuffle, and you just thinking NTR's going to kill him, but he doesn't.
No, I actually.
And still NTR, regardless of everything he can be angry for, and every reason to do what he's done. Because he doesn't know what he's doing, that he's actually the one who's saving him.
Yeah.
That he could have killed him.
Could have.
But he still didn't.
No.
But then obviously,
the rest of his life
Ram Charan gets captured. Ram Charan gets captured and imprisoned, where he's still pumping iron.
Okay.
He doesn't get fed for 6 days. Right?
Damn look good.
He doesn't get fed for 6 days. We're torturing him, so he's like malnutrition and he ain't got no energy. And he's there and he's just like at the bar doing chin-ups. What?
My God, guys.
Well, yeah, I don't care. But he's grown his hair so long. He's grown his beard so long. And the man is just still going, you don't break me, man. I'm Indian.
I was just like,
you know what I mean?
What happened? He's good looking anyway, but what?
I'm Indian. What? I'm not that easy.
I thought he was gorgeous to begin with, and then this happens.
The big daddy.
Why'd you do that to a woman?
And then all of a sudden, NTR obviously is in hiding with his sister and the rest of the people.
And that's where they meet
Alia Bhatt. And that's
she
when
tells the story of what happens with
to his
the
what he done with
life
his
and everything that's happened in
what he did for his father, why he's trying to get those weapons, what he's trying to do for the country and every person. And not only that, the thing that mattered to him,
gets all upset and thinking,
the thing that hurt him the most was he had to betray his friend.
Yeah.
And he was in a dilemma, but even then, he saved his friend's life, but he'd probably never be seen again. He got captured.
He promised that he's going to go and he's going to save him and he's going to come back with him and everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, he said to him, Baron, I'm going to bring him back. I guarantee, you know what?
Yeah.
I promise that, I'm going to get... And even then, Jenny helped give him the details of the place, didn't she? Mm.
So then he goes back.
And then that's when...
That part when he's like knocking on the floor.
Yeah, trying to find each other.
Where he is.
In this prison.
When he is, and he's like...
And then he realises that, guess what, because he's been put into this sort of dark, small space after they break his knees kind of thing.
He can't even move.
That he can't move.
Space of him.
So they damage his knees kind of thing. And they put him there that he can't even reach up and show where he is. So he puts him on his shoulders.
That was really good.
And then they both fight.
Freaking hell. The scenes after that, him kicking
both of them two fighting. One holding this and swinging there. The other one's fighting on the... Oh God, totally different. Never seen ever before.
The forest.
Never seen ever before.
That was just crazy.
But even that fight scene, the way that they swung, they got onto the building, shooting, fighting, it was just awesome. Their friendship, their camaraderie, whatever you want to call it, it was just like awesome. And then obviously in the forest, he helps him get his knees. Starts look at that, doing medicine for his knees. Carries it. That time he carried him after they danced, and this time he carried him because of his knees and saved him. And then all of a sudden his rope changed, didn't it?
Oh my God, guys.
Got the bow and arrow and everything, it changed, and oh my gosh,
Judah! To me?
So he just... And Beam's there, so you got this one who's got this different kind of strength. He's got his arrow, and then you got the other one with the bow and arrow, and all these people surrounding him. It did not make no difference. It was like watching John Rambo back in the days when he was in the jungle killing one person after the other. But this time there was two of these guys taking a whole forge, just blasting one after the other. And the way that they were fighting with the arrows, with the everything.
I'm trying to think of that, what's it called, the lady who's...
and the guy who's phoning, can we have some more troops here, kind of thing.
Now you're saying in the jungle when Tarzan... So I'm thinking of the lady's name. I'm thinking I wouldn't mind being her if them two were in the jungle. I know this is Tarzan, but as we were talking about jungle, the way they looked, the way he had transformed, I don't mind being lost.
With them both fighting, you know what? I just thought it was cool.
Really,
everything,
really good.
one on the bike, one on the horse, and then they were just obviously went to Scott's big palace, and just kicked ass. They just kicked ass, both together. there was no stopping them. Then obviously at the end they got back to the same thing. They got Scott, you know, they blowed up the whole palace and everything like that, where the bombs were and everything. Wow. At the same time, first, before that, NTR got all the guns and stuff and everything out, didn't he?
He got all the guns.
But then obviously they killed Scott. Going back to the dialogue that he was using all that time of, you know, about the bullet and all that, reminding him before they shot him and killed him. That was basically the story.
Oh no, the Charan died at the end.
Oh, she died hanging, didn't she?
Yeah.
She blew.
So good. I love the way that ended.
She blew up and she died.
Yeah. The building came down, she fell, everything. It was just like perfect ending.
So they got their guns. NTR got back with Jenny. His little sister got back to her mom. Ram Charan came back home with long hair, looking totally different, and obviously love of his life is there, and then he brings all the weapons for everyone. So basically every single person's mission got accomplished.
Yeah.
But what made me think, besides obviously we're going to say the songs are really good in the whole film, the direction was really good, I like the story. I don't care what people say about the CGI or the the action, all that. Sometimes movies need to be entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like thinking this, if you could get a Spider-Man movie where, you know what, all of a sudden he got bit by a spider and all of a sudden he can become a spider and he can climb things and people go, yeah, you know.
And why can't?
And then, I mean, would he have been, you know, would RajaMouli would have had to gone, NTR is a guy who trains animals all the time and they all listen to it. Would that have been more understanding for people to take if he went, oh yeah, he trains animals from a young... You see people in Dubai and all these countries, they got pets, animals, so it's doable. But if he'd done that, would it have been more acceptable to people to, like, you know, oh yeah, I can see that happening. You can see sharpshooters in every other film. You know, you see something
was there like, you read comments?
No, you did like going, oh yeah, was that impossible? Why was it possible? You know what, enjoy the film. It was awesome. It was great. You had to go there with, you know what, everything I really enjoyed.
I was thinking when I watched it, there's one thing I didn't ask you, is that you always have something to say. You would have done this, you would have done that. I've not heard you once with this one.
No, because I think it was just like, he done what he got to. Like I said, the only point that I felt that went a little lower was when the Ajay Devgn story, but I think that was more or less it was a backstory, it was a breather, and then it just went back up.
Yeah.
The only thing I did think at one point was NTR's mission of trying to save him from the prison. It could have been him going in, like, you know, hiding and then killing one by one kind of thing. That kind of thing, that you just see his abilities on his own, like, you know, how he's gone in to save his friend.
It's been seen
but
so
then
many times.
It's been seen so many times, and not
that underground thing.
He was gonna do the fight scene after that with them both. So that would have been a bit too much, having that as well. I think the ending. The only thing I would have said about the ending, don't get me wrong, I loved it, and you know, they got to the point. I think I liked the pre-interval fight scene more than I loved too much of the ending scene. I think the ending just happened quick. As in, it took them, it was so difficult to get into that place during the pre-interval fight scene, that they had to plan it. But the end scene, they just got there. Don't get me wrong, like I said, they flew in and they came in the way that they had to, but it wasn't protected. Obviously the 4Gs all had gone out to, you know, do what they had to, but usually you want the climax to be bigger than the pre-interval. I think the fight scene in the pre-interval was bigger.
I just thought it was really good.
But maybe it's just me. I think Scott died too quickly.
Okay.
थोड़ा बहुत ਉਹਨੂੰ ਭਜਾਉਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ.
I like the way the lady died.
You know, ਹਜੇ ਵੀ ਉਹਦੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਆਕੜ ਸੀਗੀ, ਥੋੜਾ ਬਹੁਤਾ ਭਜਾਉਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ kind of thing. That's what I'm trying to say.
that
ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਦੋਵੇਂ ਹਨਾ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਸੋਂ ਮਾਰਦੇ ਥੋੜਾ, you know, Indian ਹੱਥ ਹਨਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਮੂੰਹ ਤੇ ਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਤੇ ਫੇਰ ਹਨਾ ਉਹਦੇ ਫੱਟੇ ਚੱਕਦੇ. That kind of thing. That's the only, I think, like, you know.
Okay.
Otherwise there was no, from me, I actually, you know what, it was a film that was part fantasy, part, you know, whatever you want to call it. It was an entertaining film, and that's what he was making. You can't, every film doesn't have to be, like I said in the non-spoiler review, everyone's a critic. They say bachche are critics, budde are critics, everyone's a critic. Koi bhi ek cheez before, right, Taminder ne judge fad lena siga te hna kisi ne nahi si puchna 100 ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਵੱਜਣੀਆਂ ਸੀ, ਹਜੇ ਵੀ ਅਮਿਤਾਭ ਬੱਚਨ ਨੇ ਤੁੜੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ, right, in like ਅਗਨੀਪਥ, ਫੇਰ ਜਾ ਕੇ kill the bad guy, ਕਿਸ ਨੇ ਹਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਕਹਿਣਾ, and we would have just gone, you know what, brilliant. Because I grew up watching those films, and I'm not criticising them now. I grew up and I enjoyed it. I never questioned going, how do you do that? No, it was entertainment. And now everyone's like going, oh, bike that must have been like way this much. Oh, you know what? Just found their claw. If basically RajaMouli started the film and say these two are superheroes, Beam was bitten by a tiger when he was younger. Now he's got the speed of a tiger. He's got the strength of a tiger, and you know what you call it. Ram Charan's character, right? Guess what? He was taken in by this team. You know, like the Black Widow kind of thing, and John Wick. And he was trained to be like, you know, this assassin that no one can kill. He was like, you know, the boogeyman, and he had this, that, and the other. Because John Wick doesn't die, and everyone goes, okay. Fast and Furious does all these stunts, and everyone goes, okay. And then all of a sudden, Indians do something, they make something, and it's Indians who watch it and say, is that possible? And I'm going, God, we should be clapping and going, well done, yeah, enjoy. And, you know, and if they had become, okay, Ram Charan, you're John Wick, okay, Beam, you're this superhero who's got tiger abilities. Would then he make it okay? Oh, okay, I understand why they can do that. They've got these, like, you know, talents. Yeah. No, why just
enjoy the impossible? You know what I mean?
But as you can see, even after 2 weeks, I can remember the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I loved the movie. Them two are awesome. RajaMouli, wow. I recommend it.
As I was sitting in the car, as on the way back home, I was like, oh my god, I don't follow these two on Instagram. That's the first thing I did.
I've been.
I know we've been on Magic Flicks, but I now follow on my own account. I was like, what? Like, so you get to, you obviously.
You loved it though. Sri doesn't like action movies much, to be honest. Yeah, action and stuff like that.
I was out of breath.
She was just more. She was very exciting. I was actually pleased because you know what? Normally it's like me watching. She's a critic normally. But this time she just went, oh my god.
It's the way it's put together.
But we wish that we had done the spoiler review right then.
Yeah.
You know, but still, if you see the energy and the enthusiasm and the appreciation that hasn't gone from us, we're still.
Your excitement's a lot different. Yeah, it's not gone, but your excitement's a lot different because you're still.
And sorry, we've gone on for such a long time. We don't know how many hours.
And
this
we don't even
video
know if we're doing it properly because it's our first one. So
yeah. We will condense it down, and we don't
criticise for that you didn't review it properly. But this is the first time we're doing it, and we have no idea.
Yeah. So tell us what things we can do. How short do you like want it? What else? Is there things that you'd rather not say? We just talked about the whole film, basically. You know what I mean? That's what we did.
People do. What parts you enjoyed of it, and what?
And even after this, you know what? We're going to turn off, and I'm going to go to Sri. I could have said this. I could have done that. Or I shouldn't have talked about that, or could have left that out. And you know what?
Oh well.
But I'm talking to you like if I'm telling you like the story because I watched it, I'm so excited. To the people who, I hope everyone's seen it who are watching this video.
Yeah.
If you haven't, like if there was people that weren't going to watch it but I had watched it, this is how I would tell you like the story. Ask these lot, and they would have gone, Jal, Sanu to
painted the picture properly. Yeah.
But I will say to you, please declo.
Definitely.
Honestly, you don't know what you're missing. And you know, it is really good.
I mean, when I was there, I'm so glad this is the first movie I've watched in cinema after such a long time.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, and let us know if you guys want us to do any more movie reviews, non-spoiler, spoiler. If it's films from cinema, or even if it's films that we can watch at home, old ones, whatever, you know. And let us know. Give us some feedback on how you want the reviews, so we can learn off you guys. Because we don't always do this, so. Horgus?
No.
Gus yard, Gus Horgana. Besides, you know.
Just a huge
again, great. They gave me motivation. If you guys, I'm back at the gym because of those two guys.
I want to meet them.
You know.
Oh.
Wish we had like reached out for an interview.
I know.
That would have been great. But who knows?
I'm so glad we got to see those little bits.
I was gonna say, guys, I know it hasn't been mentioned, but it's open for a sequel. Because Ram Charan's got the guns, NTR's still alive, and guess what? There was a bigger mission to why he wanted the guns in the first place, and the biggest battle hasn't still been taken. So if the war was still going to go on, then this is only just begun. So what SS RajaMouli hasn't said, or may have said, that I haven't heard, this could continue. We just don't know. So if he wanted to, he can make a sequel, and it could be RRR 2, where they've got to get together, and who knows who else will be in it, that they've got to do the biggest fight of wherever they were going to take these weapons to wherever they were going to fight this big fight kind of thing. And if that is the case, can you imagine? Mind blown time. That's going to be... And with RajaMouli, who already done Bahubali 1, Bahubali 2, I understand he's done 2, but those were planned. This doesn't always mean that things have to be planned in a certain way, or it doesn't mean that he has to tell everyone that he's planned to do another.
Yeah.
He may have just gone, let me just see this one, and let me do other project if I want to. Now I can always come back to this. Who knows? And if it is, we're all happy. And that was a review, guys. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, let us know, and hopefully we see you on the next one. Take care, see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.